On Sunday, Marine Le Pen could be the new leader of France, which begs the question, is fascism on the rise? While it's usually linked to Germany and Italy, its origins belong to a French socialist named Georges Sorel, whose ideas inspired the first fascist leaders. So let's have a look at fascism's history in France. End of the 19th century, nationalism and anti-Semitism are alive and well in Europe. In 1894, a Jewish artillery captain in the French army, Alfred Dreyfus, is falsely accused of passing secrets to Germany by far-right anti-Semitic groups. It is known as the Dreyfus Affair. Georges Sorel defends Captain Dreyfus, but later writes about the positive role of myth and violence in history. His work inspires Benito Mussolini to set up the first fascist state in Italy in 1922. 18 years later, the Vichy regime in France collaborates with the Nazis, rounding up Jewish families destined to concentration camps. During the Algerian War of Independence from 1954 to 1962, more than 1 million Algerians are killed by French forces. October 1961, French police massacred 200 to 300 unarmed Algerian protesters in Paris, littering the streets and the Seine with bodies. Thousands more are tortured by authorities. A right-wing paramilitary group called the Secret Army Organization emerges in Algeria, setting up brutal torture centers. One of its lieutenants is 29-year-old Jean-Marie Le Pen, Marine Le Pen's father. In 1972, Jean-Marie Le Pen forms the National Front Party. It includes ex-Vichy militiamen and Léon Gaultier, a former SS officer. The methods of torture and killings perfected in Algeria are later taught in Latin America, influencing the rise of dictators like Augusto Pinochet. In 2002, Jean-Marie Le Pen makes it to the second round of the presidential elections. He campaigns on anti-immigration and calls the Nazi gas chambers a detail of history, but he is defeated. In 2005, when riots break out in the Arab neighborhoods of Paris, Interior Minister Nicolas Sarkozy pledges police crackdowns and calls the rioters racailles, scum, further angering groups of youth. He becomes president in 2007. 10 years later, the legacy of Le Pen continues in his daughter. But will she win the election? And will fascism return to France?